I have always been proud that my program can be completed without the help of an instructor. But, and this is a very big but, many people move through the course too quickly and don't absorb what I'm teaching. Sure, they complete the exercises, that's the easy part. For example, learning to play the pentatonic scale is very easy. Just play along with the tab and then move on to the next lesson. The problem is that falls well short of memorizing, internalizing, and using the patterns effectively. It has become apparent that most students need personal feedback. Now, what better way to have personal feedback and validation is for me to actually assess your work. So let me explain how I teach online. The Zoom lessons are not necessarily weekly lessons. You book lessons according to your schedule and need. If you have time to practice more than most, yeah, you can take weekly lessons. But always remember, I'm not like your local instructor that needs you to show up every week so I can pay the rent. I'm okay. There are thousands of people who could benefit from my personal instruction. I only teach a few hours each week, currently 10 hours. So I have no problem filling up the available space regardless of whether you take a lesson weekly, monthly, or even one every 6 months. One thing's for sure, if you're interested in these lessons, go to my calendar and snag an available space right now because I expect them to fill up very, very quickly. These lessons are streaming, taught on Zoom, and I realize that many students aren't interested in learning new technology. These are the same people that a few years ago swore they would never send a text message. Sound familiar? I'm sure it does. When your first lesson begins, instead of asking you what you want to learn, I'll ask you a series of questions like, can you play bar chords? Are you comfortable playing open chords? And we'll progress through questions until we find exactly what you need to learn right now. What will be your next lesson? And there's no need to schedule another lesson until you've completed what we've worked on during your current lesson. If you're worried about being nervous, don't be. I can evaluate your playing without putting you on the spot. Just record a video of what you're learning and I'll evaluate the video. You actually don't even need to play at all during your lesson, but obviously it is helpful. So how can I show you precisely the changes you need to make to move forward? What you're looking at right now is what you'll see on Zoom. This is it. If you need to see a close-up of my picking hand, no problem. How about my fretting hand? Although I have referred to my course throughout this video, you don't need to study it to sign up for lessons. You may just want to chat about your experience with Metal Method over the last 4 decades. I always enjoy hearing about your experience, so that would be great too. A half-hour lesson is probably adequate to help you move forward. The current price is only $50. Now, if you would prefer a 1-hour lesson, all you do is book 2 slots back to back. Now, you're probably thinking, $50 is really cheap, and it is. Come on, Doug. You're worth more than that, dude. It costs me more to take a local guitar lesson. What's wrong? Well, thank you. I just began teaching on Zoom a few weeks ago. This is my first promotion, So without letting people know that it exists, I have like a half a dozen students. So I currently have very few bookings. I assume that slots will be completely filled before long, and eventually these lessons will cost twice as much. Now, one other very cool feature is, if you request me to record your lesson, you'll have a copy to review later. That's right, your own personal Metal Method guitar lesson featuring me and you. Are you ready to get started? Take a look at my appointment calendar. A link to the calendar is in the description of this video. Book your first lesson today. I expect spots to fill up fast, so don't delay or you'll lose out. I'm looking forward to meeting you personally. See you then. This is going to be fun for both of us.